Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you a fast and easy way to set up your own remote desktop connection to Microsoft Azure so you can have a cloud gaming service for absolutely free. Now, just before we get started, you will need a student email address, and if you don't have one, you can easily make one. Just look up for a tutorial in YouTube. Just make sure it has the .edu at the end of it and you should be fine. Okay. First things first, you need to have a fast internet connection speed. Ideally something 5 megabytes and up for your upload speed. Download, as long as it's above 20 megabytes, you're fine. Now this isn't even ideal, but this is free, so it's just a good perk to have, having a free virtual machine that you can use if you say have a MacBook that can't game, which is basically every single one of them. So let's move forward. If you have an VDSL connection and up, you're fine. If you have ADSL, you're going to struggle with latency issues, and that is why we will be using Parsec. So first things first, you want to check your product availability by your region. I'm currently staying in Germany, so what you are looking for is the NV series. Now, I have two options. I have North Europe and West Europe. Because West Europe is currently closest to me, I will go with that. If you want, you can do a ping test on different regions. So for example, you can go across and look at the other availabilities in America. Sadly, my ping was upwards of 100 and my latency was terrible. So next, you want to come to the Microsoft Azure student account login, where you create your account. Very easy and straightforward with your student email. Once you do that, you'll come to this exact dashboard. In order to get here, you have to go to your portal. Once you are in, you go to virtual machines. Now, I know I'm going a bit fast. Now, as you can see, I already have a machine set up. It shows me the name of it, which is, I called it Parsec, and it's currently running, and its location is in West Europe. Now, in order to make one, we click add, yes, leave that. Now you can also create new one, call it whatever you want, Parsec, doesn't really matter. This is, now once that's done, virtual machine name, let's say it's Parsec, region East US, this is just for an example. Now you want your OS to be Windows 10 Pro version 1803. Very important, otherwise you won't be able to play games. Now you will be choosing the specs. The main reason why I told you that you had to have a student account was because on a free trial, it'll only allow you a computer with a quad-core CPU and no GPU. Whereas on student, as you can see, I can even get an octa-core CPU, which is totally unnecessary, as you'll end up spending a lot more per hour. So you want to look for NV6. Here we go. We've got a 6 CPU Intel Xeon, 56 gigs of RAM, and over here you'll see you've got temporary storage. This is in addition onto your standard 220. But what this is that, let's say you wanted to trial a game and you didn't have enough storage on your currently allocated amount. This will allow you to do so, but what you have to realize is that once you turn off your machine and then you turn it back on, it'll be gone. So just keep that in mind. So we will click this, select. Now I've already got this username and password, but this is just for example. Allow selected ports, RDP. You'll go next, standard. Okay, so right here, obviously the cheapest option is to go with the standard HDD, but I highly recommend the standard SSD purely because the speeds of opening up games and applications is really slow on the standard HDD option. So we will go next. Next, honestly, you just skip right ahead until the very last bit where you will review and create. This is important. You need to keep track of how much you're spending per hour, because it won't actually tell you unless you check it. I'll provide a link in the description below how to check your credits. So this is only 60 cents per hour, so very easy. So I'm not going to create this, but normally you would just create this. It'll take about 10 minutes, and then what would happen is it will immediately take you back to here. It'll say Parsec, virtual machine, running, blah blah blah, location, and then you come here. It'll automatically be running, so you can go connect. Now this is very important. You download the RDP file, which is a remote desktop connection link that will take you to your virtual machine. So normally, because I already have mine saved, you would put in your username and your password. So remember to do that. So now I'm connecting. Voila, here I am. So next step is to download the GPU drivers. Okay, so this link will take you immediately to the exact driver. Do not deviate from this. You have to realize that you need this exact version with the CUDA toolkit of 9.2. So download speeds are very fast. I've already downloaded it. You would come right here, say okay, let it install. I don't need to because like I said, I've already installed it. Once this is installed, you would reset your VM. So you come here, restart, your server would be shut down. It's fine, just leave that. Come back to Microsoft Azure, click on your virtual machine. Obviously this wouldn't be running. I haven't turned it off because I don't need to. And so what you would do is you would click here, then you would click start. It would take a few minutes, but once it's up and running, you would go connect. You don't need to download the RDP file because you already have it. So enter in your password, and then you're back into your virtual machine. So now you're gonna have to do a few programming, just nothing too crazy. So you've got a couple of options. You can either copy this if you want a more in-depth explanation. So you would come here, scroll down. He will give you a very in-depth explanation, but to show you guys the fast and easy way, which is essential, you go to command prompt, run as admin, copy the first line, enter. So this is going to take you to this exact program file. Come back to here. It's very important that you guys have this prepared just to make things easy. So now this is going to give you a number that you will need for later on. So you can copy this, but because I've already made it 10 times easier for you guys, we don't need to worry about it. So let's minimize that for now. Go back onto CMD. Open file. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Run as admin. So you would now copy in this whole line, and this is going to patch your GPU for you so that you don't have any problems when you're gaming on a, oh sorry, no, that was wrong. You copy this first line back, and then you come here, and this will patch your GPU for you, as you will run into a lot of problems if you don't. Now normally you would press enter here, it'll take like 2 seconds, it'll say patch completed, reboot required. Because I've already patched this, it's unnecessary, so you would just quit out of this, restart, go back to here, go to your virtual machine, start it up again. Don't You need to download the RDP file because it's already here, and then voila, you're back onto your virtual machine. So now things are looking good. Your next step is to make sure that you've disabled the Microsoft Display Adapter or Hyper-V Manager that they currently use on this remote desktop connection. So you come right here, right click, Device Manager. It's just a faster way to get to it. You go to your display adapters, it'll show you the NVIDIA Tesla M60 and the Microsoft Hyper-V Video. And you want to right click this and disable it. Okay, make sure this is fine. Come down to your monitors. Now, very important that you check which one is the NVIDIA Tesla, which is this one. You want to leave this. Come here. Go properties. Now this is the Microsoft Basic Display Adapter, which is what we needed to disable, as we want the games to run right through our GPU. So you would come here and also disable it. Now after you've done that, close it. You want to come back to the audio. So next part is fixing the audio. Because you are on a remote server, the audio isn't going to sound very great. So this is how you get onto a virtual audio device. So you would download this. I've already downloaded it. Very simple. It'll come to you in a zip folder. You unzip it. Oh no. Unzip it to any location. Now you want to right click the VB cable setup 64. Obviously I've already installed it, so it'll say install driver. Make sure you install it. Quit out of this. Very nice. So now your computer is one more step away from being able to play games. Now it's very important that you install Parsec. There's a reason why. It lowers your latency and as well as your ping, but the problem is that the streaming quality is very low. So we go to Parsec. So you will download this. I've already got it downloaded. Okay, so because I've already got it installed, this is relevant, okay? So let's just close that. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go create your own account if you haven't already. So sign up. This is totally free. All you're doing is you're streaming your remote desktop connection from Parsec. That is literally it. So once you want to create your account, doesn't matter, it's all done. So you come onto Parsec, there we go. I will log on to my account. So right now it's saying enable hosting, so we would go to settings, hosting. Now this is the max upload bandwidth Parsec uses. Now normally I would recommend using a lower amount because it makes it cheaper, but to be honest, this is, it's totally user preference. So I'm gonna go with 40 megabytes per second. And streamer resolution, keep it to auto detect. Come to display adapter, keep it on generic PNP monitor, NVIDIA Tesla. Okay, so next part, you want to go network, your UDNP on, yes. Okay, that is that. Click on enable hosting. Okay, very good. So come here, set this to 8000, save, minimize, go to your computer, install Parsec, There we go. Now, I'm not running the app, it's just running through Google Chrome, that's fine. Now, there's two ways we can do this. I can just quit out of this, and then you can connect through it, and it's still running because the server is still running. And this is the reason why we use Parsec, is because we don't need to run a remote desktop connection. And in fact, this is a more stable connection. However, you will run into a few problems just like this, and that's fine. You just Alt F4, quit out of it, reload. Okay, that's fine. We just do it again because this happens all the time. Honestly, it's one of those things where you've got to have a lot of patience, because end of the day, it's just the free cloud gaming streaming service. It really wasn't designed for gaming anyway, so you can't really expect a lot out of it. And even current cloud gaming streaming services that I've used, quite terrible, to be quite honest with you. And you really need to have a good internet connection for it to actually be valid. However, I'll just keep this open just to show you guys the differences in speeds. So let's try a game that is low stress, and then we'll go a bit something higher like Apex Legends. Let me just... So as you can see, it's booting up pretty quick. It's not so slow. And I actually did a comparison on my computer, which has an i3 8th gen, 16 gigs of RAM, and a RX 580, and strangely, this boots faster. And I was running, you know, and that's the difference between having an SSD and a standard HDD, because on my computer, all my games are stored on my HDD. So that's something that is a positive about gaming on a SSD on your virtual machine. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. Okay, so, you know, it's nothing fantastic, but hey, it's free. I've settings are on high. Let me, okay, so keep VSync off, motion blur. Okay, let's just go play. Okay. Okay, and here we go, guys. We are running at 60 FPS on high settings. As you can see up in the top right corner, I mean it's going between 40 and 60. But hey, this is on high settings. Obviously you don't have to play on high. So it's totally up to you. Now, let's just quickly jump in. Now, as you can see with the quality, it's nothing great. So the response time is pretty good. I mean, if you have a gaming computer like myself, it's There we go. I mean, look, it's not fantastic, but for a free service, I think it's pretty good. I don't actually play a lot of this, so don't really know what I'm doing.